Live, love Africa. What's your excuse for not coming? Please subscribe.
Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
Today, Africans are still dealing with that. It's just in blackface, like he's talking about.
And also, another thing about Africa as well is that most people forget to put into perspective that a whole generation of leadership was wiped out. Lumumba, Nkrumah, Bembela, Sekou Touré, Sankara, you know, Steve Biko, you know.
They're coming from a
And just the way, you know, like
Haile Selassie.
Selassie,
They got him
it's
at the end.
contestable, you know, to talk about him is okay. He's a monarch. I don't like to praise or.
I understand.
I'm not talking about a monarch, but let me go back to what I'm saying. You know, like we always forget to understand. Oh, I lost what I was gonna say just now. Yeah, that not only does white supremacy look to dismantle black leadership, they also look to replace black leadership, to strengthen black leadership that is detrimental to black people. So that's why the Black Panthers could have been destroyed, but black gangs are still left to thrive. The outright murders of people like Fred Hampton, many Black Panther leaders to weaken the system. That same tactics can be used against these drug dealers and gangsters, and nobody would care. Nobody would march on the streets, but they don't do that. The cops act like they don't know where the stash house is, but every little child in the fucking hood knows where the stash house is, but the cops don't know.
The cops know.
And when they know, they start saying they need all this paperwork and reason and pay to go and do their jobs. But no, when they want to kill an innocent black kid that is unarmed, they don't think about paperwork and all that kind of things there. Right?
Right.
So we also have to look in Africa, in the African American society, why some leaders were dealt with the way they were and why others were left to thrive and even have federal government contracts to back them, even though they are anti-American, e.g. the Nation of Islam.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
Okay.
Hello? I know, I'll call you back. Or come to my room. Come to my room. You're killing my... Come to my room. What if you didn't have mobile phones? This mobile phone has made everybody lazy. Remember when we didn't have these things? Everybody, you have to go where you gotta go. And when you want to go and see your friend in his house, you go with the Lord. You can't call him. You don't know where he is. You just go, you're like, he's gonna be home. You will him to be home. You will him that he's home. Anyway, so as I was saying, so why are these toxic messages allowed to thrive in our society? Islam oppresses black people.
True.
There is no salvation for black people in Islam, especially black women. You understand what I'm saying? Someone like Karenga and his new slaves, or whatever they used to call themselves, the #1 antagonist of the Black Panther, and they've now we know that, you know, they have some federal help. You know, Mr. Kwanzaa.
Oh, good. Yeah,
LA.
Yeah, Karenga. I know what I'm talking
we know about
about.
that event in UCLA.
I know what I'm talking about.
Also,
The Panthers, UCLA, yeah.
So I know what I'm talking about. We have to also see that aspect. We have them in Africa. We have Mandela, allowed to thrive, came out of prison at 71, was able to amass $100 million in 20 years at 71. You know, what's going on? Where did you work? What's your job, bro? So many leaders like that in our all over Africa. Mobutu Sese Seko, Obasanjo, what's this guy in Algeria? What's the name of their head of state?
Gaddafi.
No.
Algeria.
In Algeria, not Libya. You know, before they took out Saddam Hussein, you know, so people that have done irreparable damage to our continent, that have been propped up for decades by America, saying, oh, black people need strong armed government. You understand? America and Europe, in cahoots with criminals in Africa, would topple elected governments, as they are doing in Venezuela today. Democratic governments that people have voted for. You tell me because the election was not free and fair. Is the American election free and fair? Hillary won the popular vote. Is she president? You have your electoral college. Nobody can dispute it.
Yeah, but
she won the popular vote.
Yeah, but
they have electoral college. So fine, it's your system. It's your system.
But my thing is with the Clinton and Trump thing, if it was the other way around, they wouldn't be complaining, if that makes sense.
Anybody that loses any side complains. You complain, that's what you do. I'm just saying. Okay, how about Bush and Gore?
Okay, but that was
that
suspect.
A free and fair
that was
election?
Okay, that one was suspect.
Was that a free and fair election?
That one was suspect. Yeah, okay, I agree with that one.
How many people came to bomb America or declared it? God declared himself president. I mean, so the list is endless about the uneven, and I know not uneven, but the injustice that is used to relate with motherland people in this system. Always first to the benefit of Europe and America. We as the people, or our continent as an entity, is not even in the consideration during discussion. We are all collateral. Even our continent is collateral damage. One day I was driving my car on a bridge in Lagos and I saw a ship just docked in the middle of our ocean, just dumping wherever it was, just like sludge, just like dumping it in our seas, you know. So this is black people under capitalism. So we also have to understand why some people are left to thrive, and so we have real leadership deficiency. Every leader that is prominent in Africa or in America that represents African people, the only thing they care about is political correctness. How not to what's the word? Rock the boat. They are more concerned about where your pants are, how high your pants is, than your ability to access social housing or welfare. You know, they are all mouthpiece of the liberals. Everybody wants you to concentrate on the overt racism of Trump, while the institutional racism of American housing is ignored. The same way black people are homeless in America is the same way we are homeless in Africa, man.
I've seen more homeless people over here.
No, what are you saying?
Me personally, I've seen more homeless
There are more
people.
homeless people in my neighborhood alone than the whole of America.
Okay.
I
agree to disagree. Okay, agree.
Come to Ikeja, let's go at night.
I've been accused.
Yeah, you know, because African people, we have this fake, you know, this false pride, this false pride that, you know, nobody really wants to let you know their situation. The homeless guy, you don't go bath, you bath in the morning, you will not dress like the homeless person here. You know, like you just know he's homeless, pushing his cart. You know, come to Nigeria, let me show you enough homeless people.
I'll be there next month. I'll be back. Be my 5th time.
Let me show you Lagos. I think all the people you've been following, that government boys.
I stay at your.
Yeah, but you know, even if you stay in my house, you know, I'm staying. As I'm saying to you, you have to know. You know, so the same way, even if, as I said, I don't want to do who is suffering the most.
Okay, right. Who's
that doesn't
the best
matter
at the bottom of the slave ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
But I know that the way housing discriminates against black people in America, and we are the highest demographic of homeless people in Europe and America, is the same way we are all homeless in Africa. So nobody's confronting the institutional racism. Liberals and African American and African leaders don't talk about institutional racism. You know, that keeps us, constantly oppressed. That empowers the individual racists. You know, so we have to be the ones to push our own narrative, the things that are really done against us has to be our own call to arms, if I could put it that way. We can't continue to use the narrative of our oppressors to understand our oppression. It's only our oppression that we can understand. We don't understand the narrative of the oppressors. As Franz Fanon also said, I like to quote him a lot because he was a man that actually had some really interesting things that resonated with me. He says, the moment you stop becoming the moment you decide to become the enemy of your oppressor is the moment you stop being his victim. But you see, a lot of black people want to access whiteness so much, they're afraid to be the enemy of their oppressor. Because they want to wear these expensive things, they want to go on these expensive trips, they want to live this nice life. They love, you know, that's why all the black elites,
7% battery.
that's why all the black elites can only express their wealth through luxury.
6.
And they want us to believe that only luxury is the only way to express wealth. You know?
Okay.
But luxury is not the only way to express wealth, right?
Right.
Exactly. So why are we only seeing luxury as in our own communities as an why is wealth only expressed as luxury? From all the rich African Americans, the Will Smiths to the Jay-Z's to everybody, and the rich Otedolas and Dangotes and whatever you have in Africa. You understand? They have their little extractive service industry that's bringing them their money, and the only way they express that to us is by their luxurious lifestyle. You know, and most of them really talk down on us. So what are we doing? We need to eject ourselves from that narrative and find the narrative that suits our freedom, not trying to make sense of the narrative of our oppressor, you know, and reason with him, you know, from a place of oppression. Nah, it's not done that way. We have to find a way from our own position internally, you know, to succeed. Excluding, it's very important that we exclude the narrative of the elites from this discussion. It's very important.
It's a good discussion.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
No worries, no worries. But, so you go to New York, tell us, shout everybody, shout out where people could contact you and
Oh, okay, everybody.
next
website.
dates where you're going to and
Okay, we're doing
New
New York on the 19th of February. We're in, that's in 2 days. Where are we again? We're in, we are Detroit, we are in DC. Check out the dates on my website, seunkuti.net. You can check out all the dates. I don't remember them. I try not to remember my dates. I just go. You know, I don't want to look at how much work I have to do because so I'm just like, we have a show today, let's go. You know, so for me that is easier that way. But check it out. Big Bird, like Sesame Street. Big Bird Kuti. That's my Instagram handle. If you want to check it out, at real Seun Kuti on Twitter. Yeah, Seun Kuti on Facebook and all of that. So yeah, check it out. I put out some interesting things too, you know.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I don't want anybody in America to feel like, you know, Africans are not, don't see you as their brothers. That is an elite, those are the elites of Africa that thrive off our division and make profits of our oppression. So we can't use their attitude to judge the majority of black people who love.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, you know, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I gonna go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my uhuru, which is freedom.